All right. Good day, good people. Happy Thursday to you. This is Rika Styles here. We are getting ready to start season 3, episode 1 of Dating Chronicles. Welcome to the podcast. Got my girl here. We're just going to have a very vulnerable, honest, and transparent conversation. This season, I am putting myself on the chopping board and I am welcoming guests to ask me any and all questions they want to ask me in regards to dating. How did I get how did I get over things? What did I go through? Because this for me has really been a healing journey that I've been taking with myself, and I just want to help other people heal and just be better selves and love them for who they are and not walk in shame or embarrassment because things didn't work out how they wanted to, or anything that anybody has been through in life. So it's going to be a very bold conversation this season, and I'm just excited where God is going to take us in these conversations. So
let's go.
Let's get it.
Let's get it. Let's go.
Go ahead and introduce yourself. I know you are doing some different things now. I was very thankful to be a part of those things with you on your journey. So go ahead and introduce the people to who you are and what you do.
All right. Well, first I want to say thank you for having me. This is my second time on your podcast, and it was a blessing last time, and I'm just really excited to be in this space with you. Hello, Facebook and everyone watching. My name is Andrea Livingston. I am a certified life coach, and I do a lot of other things.
As we all do.
We all do. I'm also a mom. I'm an entrepreneur. And I love Jesus, right? I know that was kind of a, sometimes when you get in certain spaces, they're like, you can't say certain things. I said, well, listen, I'm going to say Jesus all day and every day, right. And I'm going to live my life in alignment with that. And so it's a lot of times of who you attract with your energy, right? Because sometimes we go out and we try to find different people and different things to be a part of, but it doesn't always work out, and that's okay. So I've learned to just kind of be in space with myself.
Come on now.
And have who is attracted to me. That's who I'm assigned to.
Oh, I need you to say that one more time.
Those who are attracted to me, that's my assignment.
Come on.
So, and you can feel too when people aren't,
right?
And so it's okay to cut those lines or not even get them started. In those spaces. And it's hard sometimes. But when you do, you feel so much better.
Yes. Come on now. See you going down the street.
Okay.
Going down the avenue. Come on, girl. Already. Like, we on, 2 minutes in? You down somebody lane, because I know you in mine.
Yes,
talking about cutting cords, just knowing that, understanding the purpose of people in your life, right? Yes. And making sure they're not in your life past the season they are supposed to be in your life for. And I really realized that, like, in just over these last few months, just doing like really self-care, just really focus on myself. And I'm just like, God, what is for me is truly for me. Like, I'm not going to force anybody to be in my life. I'm not going to force anything. Like, it is what it is. We all have flaws, but I know I'm an awesome person. I know I'm a good person with good intentions and a good heart. And I'm like, if the person can't see that, then deuces.
Deuces. And you know what? One of the things, I know we're jumping right in, but in relationships, you have to have the alignment, right? The same values and respect.
Oh, come on, man.
Goes such a long way. Yes. Along with, communication and, scheduling and things like that. So I think in these, you take a note.
You need to come back to that. We need to come back to that.
And I think what we need to work on, if there's anything, is how to split amicably, right? Just because it didn't work out doesn't mean that we're enemies, right? Just because we're no longer in the same social circles or friend groups, we're not enemies. We just didn't align on certain things, and that's okay, right?
What do you think that comes from? Like, when people break up, they feel like there has to be negative or animosity there versus like, I know it's going to take a while for you to heal. It's going to take a while for me to heal. But eventually we can be cordial and come back together. If I see you in public, hey, I'm not going to ask what's your life story, what you're up to. I don't care. But I'm gonna be cordial, like, hey, good to see you.
Right.
Have a good day. Like, but why do you think people really revert to negative after breaking up or not being able to be in a relation with a person anymore?
Hurt.
Mm, that's
Hurt.
good.
That's it.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I mean, at the beginning of everything, there was something that brought you all together.
Right.
And so being able to have that same foundation leaving out of the relationship, people aren't reminded of that. Like we were together, right, because we were friends,
Right.
we liked the same things. Yep. And those things hasn't changed, but maybe the way we play it out in our life has. Okay. And that's okay. And so if you want to skedaddle down the E Street and I'm down the M Street, that's okay.
Yeah. Facts. I recognize in my last relationship, like I was in a situationship for like 3 years on and off or whatever. And when that relationship was no more, I was mad. I was angry. And I told him why, because he moved. He ended up moving to another state. And I'm like, you're saying all these things. You want to be with me. You want to marry me and all these things. But I'm like, where's the actions leading up? Where's the conversations leading up? But at the end of the day, I was very mad and angry. And I was like, why am I mad and angry? And it's because, again, if anybody watched season 1 and 2 of my podcast, it's on YouTube. I talk about abandonment issues, right? I was abandoned a lot as a child. And so, again, I felt like another person I fell in love with and wanted to spend my life with abandoned me again. So I had these anger issues. And what I realized, anytime you get out of a relationship, whether it's a friendship, romantic relationship, you're losing a friend. So we have to go through a phase of mourning. Yeah. I didn't really realize that until I was in a relationship with him. Like, what is all these emotions and feelings going up? It's just like somebody dying. Like, there's, I think, 7 stages of mourning that I had to go through. I was angry. I was sad. I was frustrated. I blamed myself. It was just abroad. And I was like, I was beginning to go to therapy that time. And my therapist was like, you're actually mourning the loss of your friendship. And I was like, I would have never thought of that. And so I think it's very important to understand when you lose a relationship or you're no longer in that relationship that you're actually mourning. And so it's really important that we sit in all 7 stages of mourning and let whatever show, right, and embrace it. Like I know society always tell us, even women, not to cry, don't be soft, your feelings don't matter, push it down. Babe, you push that down, it's going to be anger.
And it's going to come out at the wrong time.
And at the wrong person, possibly.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And the thing with grief, too, is that you never know when it can come up. I know there was a time, I'll just share, I was going through my divorce. Yeah. And I was at the store, and something just triggered me. And I was like, for real, I was like, I got to get out of this store, right? Like, what's going on with her? It was a lot, right? Because I was mourning the friendship that we had, right? The relationship, the story that, we thought we were going to build going on down the road, right? And when it didn't happen, yes, it was very hurtful. Yeah. But sometimes the situation just isn't conducive for 2 people anymore, and that's okay. Right. Right. And so I also, during this season of my life, becoming a certified life coach, I also started.
Don't run past that.
Listen,
say it again.
Certified life coach.
Yes, let's get it.
So I've worked with women and families for a little over a decade. Okay. In certain spaces and just navigating life. Yeah. And so I created the Revamp Life Initiative. And so it's like, really, how do you revamp your life? Right? Because life is always life, and we are who we are. But sometimes we may have this bottle, right? It's a clear bottle. Yep. There's really nothing wrong with the bottle except maybe putting some more water in it, right? But it's like, well, what do you want this to be now? Exactly. It's still water, which is great, but let's dress it up. Right. Let's pour something in it. Let's do something. And so that's what we're really, I know you put a little energy drink in yours. Yeah, so hydration, right? Yes. And so, like, what are we revamping to? What are we restoring? What are we renewing? What are we finding about ourselves? Absolutely. And sometimes when we also come out of relationships, we have to know who we are or find ourselves in, right? Because for so long I identified as a wife. Yep. right? And all the things that come with that. And then when I stepped out of that space, I'm like, wait, what?
Right. Who am I? What am I supposed to do?
Is Andrea?
Yeah. Come on.
There was a space too. My mom, I love my mom, to life.
Yeah.
And so she was staying with me off and on for a little bit through some, challenges and transitions, right? That those transitions are hard. Now I'm a single mom, learning how to navigate co-parenting and all the things.
Yeah.
And in those spaces. And so she wanted some coffee. And I was like, well, we don't really keep coffee because he doesn't like the smell of coffee, blah, blah. And I'm like, girl, you didn't hear no more. What am I talking about? Wait a minute. This is my way. You ain't gonna hear no more.
Right. See?
So it was just learning, my space, learning me, learning my confidence, right? Building back up that self-esteem, because then too, another avenue is that validation, right? Was I not good enough? Was I this? And it was like, well, no, we just didn't see eye to eye on certain things, and certain things, there was some situations, that, listen.
Right.
But at the end of the day, what did I learn from that?
Yes.
What did it teach me?
That part.
How do I get stronger?
That part.
How do I help other people?
Absolutely.
The resilience, right?
Yep.
And one of the things that I said, and I know I'm taking a minute
Girl,
here,
you're good.
one of the things that I said when everything started, right, was I'm going to do everything with love and grace. And honestly, I feel like I've been able to do that. Even though it was hard.
Yeah.
Even though there was, some court stuff and a lot of stuff, a lot of moving parts. And I said, no matter what, throughout the situation, love and grace. So I want to give that to you today. If you're going through something hard, going through a life transition, it can make you bitter only if you want it to make you bitter. But if you set your mindset to say like, hey, I'm going to do this with love and grace. Yeah. I'm going to do everything I can to be a good person, to be able to learn something. And we can get into the glow up in a minute.
Come on.
Because that's where that came from.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And I really focus on, that's what I've been doing in this season. Like even I was in a short relationship. I don't know if I would even call it a relationship, to be honest with you, because it was still more like in the dating phase, getting to know each other.
Okay.
And I honestly believe with my heart that it just moved too fast.
Okay.
And honestly, I don't think we should have crossed the lines of going into a relationship. I think we just should have stayed friends.
Okay.
But
that's fair.
In meeting him, I was just like in my own bubble, revamping myself, after dealing with the situationship for 3 years, even though we wasn't together for like 8 months, I was just.
He was still in your space.
Actually, he wasn't in my space. I wouldn't allow him to be in my space.
What about your mental space, though?
He was there.
There we go.
He was there.
Okay.
He was paying rent. He was not paying rent.
Free. There we go.
In my mind. And I just had to like revamp myself from that relationship because I gave so much of who I genuinely was as a woman, but as a person. And that's a giver, that's a caterer. But he really didn't appreciate the woman that I was because he wasn't used to that. He was used to women taking advantage of him, using him, and I'm coming in like buying stuff for his apartment, like helping him design, and like, you need this, you need this. Oh, you need this kind of tissue paper. You don't need, like,
Listen, 2 ply over 1 ply,
right? And I have to, at the same time, I don't ever want to have to dial back who God has genuinely made me to be, which is a giver, which is a lover. But I was like, I don't want to be like that with any other man. I don't want to give myself like that to any man. And it was frustrating because I'm like, initially it's what I want to do is give and do things for. And when I second guess and pull back, like it was just a lot of conflict with myself. And I was like, that's not who you are. Like, why are you trying to take away something a gift that God has given you, a characteristic that God has given you, because somebody didn't know how to use it or treat it?
Yeah,
absolutely not. And so that was a battle in the next. I don't want to call it a relationship, but relationship.
Yeah, I mean it is though.
I didn't want to give because I didn't want him to use me too. I didn't want him to take advantage of me either. But there was also signs and things that I saw in that person, like that's the kind of woman that he was used to too. But it was more my sense was more of an entitlement than appreciation.
Oh.
And when I sensed the entitlement, I was like, yeah, we're not doing that. So going back to revamping myself.
There we go.
Designing myself, like getting into the roots. And it's not a pretty journey. It's ugly. It's like surgery. You got to cut yourself open. You got to bleed out a little bit. You got to stitch up. You got to patch. Like, it takes work and guts and grace and love and patience to really grow as a person, because you be like, damn.
What was that?
That's me. I'm showing up like that. No, let's fix that, right? And I think a lot of people don't want to do the work because it gets ugly before it gets better.
And it's hard.
It is hard.
It's hard.
I don't like saying it's hard. I like saying it's challenging.
You're right.
Yeah.
So I'll put both. It's challengingly hard. Be making up stuff.
Good, combine the words.
Right. Let's just combine it. Yeah. So one of the reasons too I started the revamp, right, is because people are going through life, and life be lifing all the time.
Yeah.
Right? And so we'll have a season of, okay, this feels good. And then all of a sudden a transition, whether that's with your children, your spouse, your career, whatever that looks like. There's something always that's going to come up. And sometimes people just need someone to walk alongside them to be able to get through some of those times. Right. And also bring awareness. Yeah. We may not know that in spaces, where we're aware of things until someone points it out. And then we have the job of being accountable, which is a cuss word.
That's a cuss word. Come again?
Yes. What
like
does
submission.
That mean? Right. But accountability is just being able to say, like, oh, okay, here is, a situation where I could have done better. We don't want to play the coulda, shoulda, wouldas. Right. But also, how do I move forward? Right. A lot of times, and I'll just share too, the difference between therapy and coaching. So coaching is really getting your mindset to be forward facing. Your goals. Yeah. What is your future looking like? Okay. What is it that you want to do? And how do we get there? Okay. Where are the challenges and how do we move forward? A lot of times with therapy, it's diagnosing, going back in time, healing some parts so then you can go forward. Yeah. So here's my thing. I say both and. Okay. Right? So being able to go to therapy to be able to understand some of those things, but also use coaching to be able to move forward and move forward quickly. Yes. Not stagnation. Not a couple of weeks. 6 weeks, 4 weeks, 12 weeks. And can I share one? Absolutely. Okay. Absolutely. So while I was going through my certification, I reached out. I was praying because we had to do practicum and get someone to coach. And I'm just like, okay, Lord, who am I going to get? Rika was the first one that popped into my head. And I'm like, but she's so busy. She got a lot of stuff. She got a whole kid. She just moved. New job, right? You had a lot. Like literally everything. I was in the middle of a new transition of everything. Moving, new job, kids starting a new school, new relationship. Like everything was new. So I was definitely in a transition. But I think I know it was God's timing though. Yeah. Because it helped me. I was like this, right? Like I had to balance a lot. But you coming in with the coach, like you really gave me things to look forward to. Like you really helped level the ground. So that was all God's timing. Yes, it was. And I'm glad she said yes. So we spent 6 sessions together, just going through what are the challenges. What is it that she wants to work on? How does she want to move forward in her life? She had little homework exercises. It was fun. And it was. We had a good time. I'm like, okay, 40 minutes. She's like, already? Like, I need just 10 more. Yeah. 10 more. Yep. And of course, since we knew each other, check-ins here and there. And I, was open. Hey, you can text me, give me a call, things like that. But it was such a blessing. So one of the things that I really loved from that space was doing the values activity. Yeah. So she was sharing with me about, the relationship and things like that. And so I had asked her to do values. Like, what are your values? What are his values? How do you live them out? Yeah. And are there any in common? Yeah. What did you learn from that? Yeah. I learned we had a lot in common. I
learned that we had a lot of values that were very similar. Uh, single parents wanted to raise children in healthy environments, being able to build generational wealth, things of that nature. Wanting a family, coming from a family, things like that. Just really setting a foundation for our kids to be straight when we're no longer here was definitely high values that we had. I don't think we weren't aligned at that right time. I wanted things more than he could provide at my time. And so that was kind of a challenge at the end, but I accepted it. And I was like, okay, again, now that these are my values, I have to ask these questions in the courting phase, right? Because I'm like, I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to waste their time. So I believe knowing your values and what they are and evaluating the people that you allow in your life or dating, those are some of the first few conversations you should be having on a date, because you won't waste your time or their time at the end of the day. Like, yeah, we're not aligned. We got some things in common, but yeah, you're like 5 years out. I'm like right now.
That's fair.
And so I think that will save a lot of heartache, but also a lot of time as well. So that's what I learned by going over those values.
That was really good. Yeah. And I was so excited when we did our follow-ups. I'm like, okay, girl, let's what we doing, because now, as she shared, that relationship has ended, and I'm sure you're going to be moving into other spaces and attracting, in that space.
Yes.
So then you can, have those questions up front.
Absolutely.
It doesn't have to be like, okay, what do but it comes, check it off.
Organic conversation.
Yes, or how does that come out? And so it's like, oh, so do you value this? Or do you value family? Or what are your thoughts on wealth? Or what does wealth mean to you? Because a lot of times people say wealth is money, right? But it's also your
wisdom, mentality, health,
physical fitness, right? It goes into so many other categories that can be wealthy. And what does that look like?
Right.
And so as you're knowing your values and how you want to live those out, having that organic conversation with the person that you're interested in. And we're in a space that somebody's sweeping, right? So something always happens. But we keep
avoid the sign that is up there, but it's okay. God's gonna bless me with my own podcast studio.
There we go. Yes.
Shameless plug. Y'all know a studio I can use. Please put me on. Okay?
Put her on, y'all.
Action you shall receive is what I believe.
Yes. Just really knowing that, and I'll share, I went on a date with someone.
Yeah.
I met a Dollar Tree.
Oh, come
that should have been the first. But I have to run in there really quick. I'm talking to my son on the phone.
Yeah.
And he keeps watching me, and I see him.
Right.
And then he's like, oh, excuse me. I'm like, I'm on the phone with my son.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Right. And then so I go around the corner. I'm like picking up snacks. I don't want to get a basket because I overspend.
Right.
And I'm like, I have a list in my head. So I'm like, with all of this stuff
I can't fit it in my arms. I don't need to
buy it. Right. Yeah. And plus I'm working on my budget. So I know if I go to Dollar Tree with a basket, it's going to be a whole situation.
Come on now.
So fast forward, we talk a little bit. I vet him, a little bit. He's like, oh, can I have your number? Give him my business number, right? Because I'm not doing the,
there you go.
No. So, we text back and forth.
Yeah.
And then we did talk on the phone.
Okay.
Yeah, so we had a phone conversation, but text, because our schedules were different.
Okay.
Which is fair. So he was, our hours were different. So anyway, he set up the date, and which I liked. So I was like, okay, because see, I'm a planner in my life. And I don't want to plan nothing. So if I give you suggestions, like I like movies, I like bowling, I like dinner, I like art, I like going on a walk, we ain't got to spend a whole lot of money.
Right.
Just have a great time together. Yep. And so he set it up. We went out to a restaurant.
Yeah.
And so, he has some tattoos. Mm-hmm. So I asked him, oh, well, tell me a little bit about your tattoos and the meaning behind them. Yeah. Oh, already? Oh,
goodness.
And I'm just sitting here like,
very good. Sorry. Can you say that on
I know, can we say that on Facebook? But literally, I'm just like, okay. So in the back of my mind, I'm like, strike one.
Yeah.
Next question.
Oh, goodness.
So I know you've been out of a relationship for a little while. Mm-hmm. What did your last relationship teach you?
Yeah. Oh,
Oh, like literally, that's what he was doing, y'all. He was so dramatic. Just, oh, come on. Oh, like, he starts sweating, girl. I'm like, is this dude like married or like, what is going on here?
Oh,
and I'm just like, okay, well, do you have any questions for me? Because obviously,
did he even answer your question?
No.
See, I would have been like, I'm going to the bathroom right now.
No. Yeah. So then it just like kind of went left from there. It was a lot of surface, right? We've already gotten the okay. Surface.
Go ahead with your story.
It was, so I can't do surface conversations. We've already gotten through, okay, your job, your career, family, some of the things that you want, like just to have that initial conversation and connection, right? And now when you go on dates, sure, you're having fun and still learning about that person because you just met them, but also you want to have some of those, heavy hitters in there, and I thought that the tattoo question would like really spark like, oh yeah, I got this because my grandma or my mom, or this is for my, and I'm like, oh, okay, dope.
No, that was a weird response. Yeah. So how did you end that date?
I paid for myself and left.
There you go. Come on now.
And then he calls me like a week later, hey, I felt like I was really off. And I'm like, well, what was off about it? He's just like, you felt like it was just intimidating. And I said, okay, in what ways? And he's like, the words that you use, the conversation, how you talk. Like, I just felt like I couldn't keep up with you.
Oh, baby, you got some healing to do, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Sounds like words really matter to him, and some words that you said were triggering to him because they might have been used in the wrong way. That's just my observation.
And just my conversation alone, I think was too heavy for him.
Right. He wasn't mature. He probably haven't had those kind of conversations with any other woman.
So that was kind of we kind of let that go. He circled back around probably about 4 months later. And I'm like, he's like, and he hit me up on Facebook of all places. And I was like, oh, yeah, no, I'm definitely, he's like, I'm in a different place now. I really enjoyed our date. And so if I said, well, congratulations, and I wish you well.
There you go. Keep it moving. So I'm going to share my dating experience lately. I met a guy yesterday at an event that I went to. Pretty cool dude. And when you said tattoos, reminded me of him because I was like, tell me your story behind the tattoos. So that's crazy that you brought that up. And he told me the stories about his tattoo, why he got them, what they meant, things like that. I noticed he had a scripture on his arm as well. And I was like, why did you put, I think it was like 1 Corinthians 2:13, something like that. And I was like, what made you put that? And he said something. I was pretty loud in there, but he went into details about the tattoos and what they meant to him and things like that. And I was like, that was nice. So that was yesterday, and then last week I met a guy. I was at an event. He approached me. He was like, I just want to tell you you're beautiful, and I was like, oh, thank you, because I'm in the midst of walking with people, and I was like, thanks for stopping and saying that. And I just kept it moving, and then waiting for my Uber. He approaches me again. Now I'm trying to get home. The Uber is saying it's here, but I don't see the Uber. So I'm like, oh, I'm getting panicked. I want it to charge me.
Because they'll leave you.
So I'm thinking about all that while he's trying to approach me. And he was like, hey, Rika, good to see you again. I approached you earlier, and I saw you from across the room with my guys, and I had to come reintroduce myself. And so he introduced himself. But there was something about his vibes I instantly was not feeling. Like, I feel like he was trying too hard. And I'm like, the thing with me, you don't have to try hard. Just be yourself, right? And so we exchanged numbers. I noticed he's from down south. And he was a gentleman. He walked me across the street to the Uber. But one thing that he did that I didn't appreciate, because I don't like people touching me, especially if I don't know you. So he grabbed my hand. So he's holding hands with me across the street. And I'm just like, it would have been nice if he would have been like, do you mind if I grab your hand? Or if we could link up arm by arm.
So he didn't ask.
He didn't ask. Okay. It's about asking. Especially with me, I come from a background where men invaded my space a lot.
That's fair. So that's fair.
The fact that he wasn't aware of that, like, oh, let me just ask her for the respect of her body. Then he walked me across the street, then he put me in an Uber and kissed my hand. He texted to make sure I made it home. I let him know I made it home. Didn't hear from him after that for 4 days. My window to approach me is very small. I would have thought the next day, my expectations for him to call me the next day or text me the next day, say, hey, good morning, hope you have a good day. It could simple. Didn't hear from him for 4 days. I'm like, I didn't lost interest now.
Yeah.
And so he calls me 4 days later and was like, hey, I would like to take you to lunch. Let me know what's your meal preference or whatever. And I told him, mind you, the conversation was less than 2 minutes.
Oh, wow.
And so this is our second introduction. I was like, you're not going to ask me how my day is, where you been the last 4 days, just get to know me, like understand my background. It was just like, no, let's take it to dinner. I'm like, you don't want to know like the basics before you take me out? So that was a turn on as well. Because
so
I was looking
for going out.
I did not.
Okay.
We were supposed to go out this past Tuesday. He called me on Tuesday. We were supposed to meet at 5. He calls me at 3:27. Now, mind you, I don't know where we're going yet, because again, it's 3:27. We were supposed to meet at 5. I'm like, for me, it's really about consideration. And I know guys are not like the planners and the small thinkers, but if you're going to take a woman out, you would definitely. He called me that Sunday. That Sunday he called me. So I thought he would have called me Monday morning. So like, hey, this is where we're going. I got some restaurants to give me time to get to the place, because he don't know what part of town I'm from.
That's true.
Because we didn't have
that conversation. Right.
It's rush hour, 5 o'clock. Yeah. So it was just a lot of things that most guys that I've dated have considered, and he didn't have. So I was just like really turned off, and I didn't go.
Okay.
So
now the coach is coming up in me.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So even in the beginning, when he grabbed your hand, one of the things that you can do in those situations, if you're attracted to that person, say, would you mind asking?
Yeah.
And you don't have to go into a long soliloquy of why, but it's just like, hey, dude, would you mind asking? Like, make it kind of fun and stuff, and pull back, and make him ask. And now you can see, like, okay, if he's not asking and he's just grabbing, then that could be a problem later.
And that's, I believe I froze up, because in my head I'm thinking, like, now I'm kind of like, my younger self is showing up, like she's in survivor mode, but my adult is like fighting that, because I don't want to pop off, I don't want to come off as offensive, but I'm also like just kind of taking a beat back and like, where is this going? How do I feel? Like I was just really trying to register with myself in that moment, what emotions and feelings was going through my body at that time, to be honest.
And for him, that could just be something that he does, but he's not aware.
Right.
And so sometimes in our relationships, something may be affecting you that they're not even aware of. And so being able to, in that moment, have a conversation or a quick, like, hey, I have an aha moment sometimes.
I was like, why didn't you say nothing? It was uncomfortable. And that's why I still sit with myself, like, why didn't I say anything? Why didn't I speak up in that moment? And I think it's because I didn't know how.
Okay. So now you know how.
Yeah.
And we just
got some ideas.
Yes, you got some ideas of how to do that.
Plan for a way.
Yeah, because it's friendly. You don't have to be like, you should have, start popping off. Nah. Like, oh, okay, I see you grabbing my hand. Do you want to ask?
Right.
Okay. You want to hold my hand?
Right.
I might say yes.
Right.
Yeah. And so like doing that piece.
That makes sense.
Also, so that's, advocating for yourself, speaking up for yourself. And I know during our coaching session, that's one of the things we did talk about is advocating for yourself. And what does that look like in certain situations? Not being afraid to do that up front. Also, when he called, it's like, you don't know me, like, you don't know where I'm from, blah, 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 maybe asking some of those questions or starting it off. Oh, okay, so what part of town are you thinking?
Yeah. Like, do you have it? Felt rushed. The conversation felt rushed, like he was doing something or trying to get to something because he was kind of stumbling over his words. Okay, I can tell he was distracted.
Okay. And you can point that out. That's
fair. It was late, and I was like, I'm tired.
So you could slow down that part too. So it sounds like you're a little distracted over there, but I appreciate you for reaching out and calling. Do you have maybe 20 minutes where we can spend time talking and getting to know one another? And I really look forward to our date tomorrow. So
I don't I don't feel like doing that.
But sometimes
I understand, but I'm like, why? I don't want to.
I know.
Why should I have to? If you're interested in the person, in my mind, there should be some questions.
But sometimes they don't know how to either.
Yeah.
So it's okay to, have those up front because he already is interested in you, right?
Yeah.
But he may not know how to get to the next level.
I get you.
Right? So sometimes guiding without them knowing, I know.
Why I gotta do all that?
And then once you do, we need some more sessions.
I'm playing it out for the people that's thinking this way. I get what you're saying.
Listen, once you get to that space of like where you guys are moving and grooving, right. My friend says that all the time, moving and grooving, right? Then you can sit back and you don't have to worry about it. Right. Because now he knows the expectation. Yeah. You're setting upfront expectations for him. Right? Yeah. So the conversation, I'm going to need 20 minutes. If you're going to touch me, I need you to ask me. If we're going to go out on a date, I need this much time to prepare because these are the things that I have in my life. I'm not just going to drop everything, everything I have just because you have time and you want to go out on a date. No, it don't work like that. Now, being spontaneous at times, that's fine. Yeah. But to have this be a norm, that's going to be a no for me.
And I think that's what I saw instantly, that I feel like it was going to be a norm, and I just didn't want to entertain it, to be honest with you. And that really just showed me, like, I'm not willing to deal with the riffraff, but I don't think I'm really ready to date right now either.
And that's
because my tolerance is, like, really low for the riffraff, and my expectations are very high. Mm-hmm. My standards are very high because it's how I treat myself. It's what I do for myself, right? Mm-hmm. And so that situation just really let me know, I'm not quite ready because I don't have the patience because I have too much in my life right now going on. Yeah. To guide somebody right now. So I'm like you just gave me a revelation. Like I'm really good on dating anybody right now, unless he is coming like with it.
And now you know what the with it's look like because you did the values activity, right? So listen, we just let's go.
We're making breakthroughs.
Yes, breakthroughs, knocking it out. Yeah. And so it's okay to even say, listen, if you meet someone that you're maybe interested in, for me, I had someone ask me out maybe a couple weeks ago, and I'm like, you know what? I really have a full schedule right now. I have a lot going on. Life is life, and to be honest with you, I'm not necessarily ready to be in a relationship. Yeah. Now, if you want to go to dinner or you have an event that you want to go to, I can see if I have time on my calendar. Right. But at this moment in life, I'm not really ready for that. I have my career, new business. I'm a mom. I'm trying to get some travel time in here. I'm trying to rebraid my hair. Right. So I braid my own hair, y'all. I'm trying to stay cute. Right. Get in the gym. Yeah. Right. Because I've been missing out on some gym time. I see you've been getting up. I need to listen. That was another thing we was working on. Getting in the gym.
Motivation, I got you to get in the gym.
Listen, getting my calendar together. And really understanding what my purpose is and how I'm living and walking that out. Yeah. And if I'm not feeling aligned, then it's just going to be like a no for me in that space. And I'm okay with that.
And that's where I'm at. Like, I'm just like, I have too much on my plate that I'm really investing in myself right now. I'm doing things to invest in myself as a woman, as a mother, as an entrepreneur. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, I need someone that understands that. Yeah. But my mental capacity at this point, I can't. I don't have time. I don't have the mental capacity to guide and pacify her. And I'm just being honest. I just don't understand that's necessary. But when I'm like truly ready for a relationship, of course I will do those things. But at this moment, I'm like, I'm not willing to do those things. So that shows me I'm not ready to really date or be in a relationship, especially with one that he ain't coming with the come up.
Listen, and that's okay. Yeah, that's okay. And another thing that I really look for in, starting a relationship or friendship is having the same faith base. So one of the things I hear a lot is I'm spiritual. Yeah. What's that mean? I believe in God, or like everyone can believe what they want, or I pray every day to the Most High, and then it's like a whole other thing. And I'm like, but do you believe in Jesus?
That part. Because there's a lot of Most High.
Yes.
There's a lot of gods. But do you believe in Jesus? And that's another conversation me and a young man had last night. And I really appreciate my conversation with him. Like, it was like no one else was there. And it was so loud and everything going on. It was just us. And he was very honest and transparent where he's at right now and his healing journey and things like that. And it was nice to have a conversation with a man, like, unfiltered. He didn't care if I judged him. He did his healing work, right? He was on his healing journey. He didn't care if I was going to judge him for the type of situation. He allowed himself to be in. Like, that was really refreshing to me, to have a grown-up conversation with a man
keyword
who was on his healing journey. He was like, it wasn't surface level.
Yes.
And I was like, damn, this is really nice and refreshing. And he did most of the talking tonight. And he texted me, he was like, dang, I was talking a lot for like 2 hours. I was like, it's okay. You needed to let it out.
Yeah. And you created that safe space.
Yeah.
And then you learned a lot. So I hope you were taking notes during that conversation.
I was taking a lot of notes. Like, that's why I couldn't sleep when I got home, because I was just processing our conversation, the environment, and everything. Like, I really enjoyed him. So I hope it can flourish into a good friendship and things like that. And so,
and then see where it goes from there. So as you were talking about your healing journey, I went on one too. As I mentioned, I'm divorced and stuff. And so one of the things that I had to do was called the glow up. And so that's a part of my revamp.
Okay.
Is how do you re-glow? Listen, I was already cute. I was already glowing. I was
Hello, Keisha.
Okay.
Come on.
Right. So in those times, I was like, okay, how do I move myself forward? And what does that look like? So glow, GLOW. So the G, that stands for gratitude and growing.
Okay.
So every day, how am I going to express that gratitude? So when I wake up in the morning, okay, these are the things that I'm thankful and grateful for, right? So a lot of times we say, God, can you give me, can you do this, can you do, but we're not even taking the time to say thank you. Right. Important. And a friend of mine, we were talking a couple months back. We went to Florida and connected, and he's a speaker. And we knew each other when we were young. We went to church together. We always stayed in touch. And so he was saying about having a positive mindset. And you know me, I'm on positivity.
Come on.
Anything come up, I'd be like, well, what did you find good in that? Exactly. Like the whole street could have blew up. But what did you find good, right? People be like, Andrew, you get on my nerves with that. And I'm like, but it's so true. And he was saying, like, having the attitude of gratitude and then doing it with a smile, right? And so that's why people are like, oh, why are you always smiling all the time? I'm like, why not?
Exactly.
Right. And then I get a lot of this too. You're so fake. Like, I hear the fake word all the time, and it's like, you haven't gotten a chance to really get to know me. That's why.
Right.
And you haven't gotten a chance to understand or even see some of the things that I went through.
Yeah.
Why am I going to be with a RBF, young rest in face? I'm not doing that because that's not cute. And I feel better when I smile.
Exactly. You get more attention. You attract so much when you smile.
And it's just a genuine smile. My sisters, they be like, Andrea, you got some kind of sauce. Like, every time we go somewhere with you, something good happens.
I can't go nowhere with her. Let me tell you this. This girl know how to talk, okay? She know how to hold a conversation. She know everybody in the city. I went to a couple of events. I was like,
where she at?
She in the corner talking.
Over there talking. Lord, she said, if I lose you one more time. But she couldn't leave because I drove.
I'm going to get one of them little kid ropes. Come back over here. Give me 5 more minutes. I'm like, it's been 20 minutes.
I'm coming, right?
I heard that about 5 times.
Yeah, here I come, girl, here I come.
I'm coming. You coming over to me. Hey, how you doing? I'm just like, I'm going to just call an Uber at this point.
But I am dying because that's
her engagement with people is just so beautiful. How you talk to people, how you remember things with people, just how genuine you are with people. Like, that's very attractive, and people are attracted to you. I'd be like, I need to learn from her a little bit more, because I'd be like, if I don't know you, I don't want to have a conversation with you, but I'm getting out of that. Like, even people I see on the street, hey, good to see you, God bless you, nice shoes, just saying something, just to get myself out of my comfort zone and my bubble, right? So,
and that takes me to L then, learning.
See?
So what are you learning every day? What are you learning about you? What are you learning about networking? Because I know too in entrepreneurship, a lot of this is networking and building genuine connections. Not just like, what can you do for me and what can I do for you in a money type of deal. But you know it's coming because if you link up with the right people, you know, they put you on or refer you or they may need your services. You know, so building those relationships. So what are you able to learn every day about yourself, about your kids, right? About your mental health and wellness, about your purpose. So being open to learning, which takes me to O, which is ownership and the cuss word, accountability. So how are we owning what it is that we've done? I know I'll share a quick story. Recently, I had to do a forgiveness for my own self, right? Because I've been in, you know, I was married, I'll just share. And I even asked my mom, I'm like, Mom, like, why did this, like, why? What happened? I still to this day have no idea. So if somebody want to enlighten me, fine. But otherwise, but I'm like, okay, what part did I play in this?
That's good.
Right? I know I was a good wife. I know I was a good friend. I know I'm an amazing mother. Like, so these things, but also there were some conversations that just didn't happen. And some conversations that did happen that didn't end in a way that was solution based.
That's good.
Right? So let's not blame. Let's say, okay, here's where I could have done better in certain spaces. Are there any spaces for you? And then how do we take this and move forward? But also do it in love. Because, right, this is your friend. Right? This is the person that you say you love, you want to be with, whatever that looks like. And you can take these same strategies into any relationship, a working relationship, your friendships, your family. Like, what does that look like? And I tell, just a sidebar too on this ownership, I tell my brother, when you have conversations, keep them short. And I think I shared that with you too. Keep them short and solution based. And so you can say, hey, can we have 20 minutes? Because these are the things that I want to talk about. You can write them out, go down the list, and then how together can we find a solution, right? And then work on that. It doesn't have to be full 5 hours, continue to the next day, give each other a hug, a high five, dap it up, like, listen, cheers to the water, and keep it moving. So being able to forgive yourself in some of those spaces, you have to do that work. So you're not holding on to that. And then the last thing is W. So GLOW, winning. How do we celebrate ourselves every day in everything? And I know us as Black women, we wait till a big old thing happens. And then we're like, I'm going to celebrate. But listen, you filled out that application, you better go find something. Something. Celebrate yourself.
Absolutely.
Whatever that looks like for you in the self-care space, you know, in the health and wellness space, in the faith space, whatever that looks like. And celebrating yourself doesn't mean that you always have to spend money. There may have been a park that you wanted to go to that you've been putting it off on, you know, and you're like, hey, you know what, this week I'm going to go to this park.
And just celebrate yourself going in the shopping store and not purchasing.
And listen,
look here.
Leave the first.
And it's on sale.
Oh my. And it's on sale. Yeah. So find ways to say, you know what, I did a good job today.
Exactly.
Like, I'm proud of my day. When you get to the end of your day, you know, after dinner, getting ready for bed, what are the things that I can celebrate today? What was good in my day? What was positive in my day?
That was really helpful for me to do that exercise. Because I just went to bed every day with a smile like, I did that, girl, you did that. Very simple things, but they made a big impact down the line. So that those small things go a long way because they build and they're very impactful. So
Look, we better check the time. We've been it's 2:00 now.
Oh goodness, it's 2:00. All right, let's get up out of here, y'all. Well, I appreciate y'all wrapping it takes with us on the first episode in season 3. There's way more deeper conversation to come. Of course, this one we had to keep it a little light, but definitely stay tuned to the next one. I think I might do an individual next week. I don't know. We'll see how my schedule is, but I'm definitely want to be consistent with my feedback and context. So any subjects y'all want to talk about or know about, y'all drop a comment below or inbox me and let's do this thing.
Yes, and I'm going to say thank you again. Thank you for having me in this space. Thank you for being a part of my journey and a part of the coaching and just a good friend. And I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you
I
so
appreciate
much.
you.
Yeah, listen,
We've helped each other in a
Yes.
lot of journeys, passion journey,
Yes.
podcast journey, healing journey. Like,
yes.
you have definitely been there as a great friend. I just want to say thank you to you as well, girl. You've been showing up and showing out. And I'm really proud of you.
Thank
like,
you.
You're always doing something to elevate yourself. I think the last thing you did, it was entrepreneurship. But I was like, this girl she's always doing something. She's always elevating herself and not being stagnant, always learning something. So that's an encouragement. So thanks for being on.
Yes, and stay encouraged.
Yes.
And if y'all need to reach me, I'm going to do a shameless plug, the Revamp Life Initiative. I'm on Instagram, also on Facebook, and you can book a one-on-one with me. I'm doing consultations, 30 minutes, complimentary right now. So if you want to discover, find your purpose, what does that look like? Definitely shoot me a DM and I will get to you. Working on some websites and some things like that. So season 4,
right.
I'll really be ready. Look, we're going to have stuff on the screen and listen,
all of it.
both of
right.
us. Oh, the studio is coming.
It is coming.
And we're going to be good to go. So yeah, just find me, Coach Andrea. I'm out here.
There you go. Y'all have a good day. And remember, be bold, be blessed, be beautiful. Most of all, be you. Good day, good people.